Hi Aquarius, welcome to your unexpected reading for August 29th through September 28th. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as well as the recommend a reader shout out, which goes to the Tarot Charmer, I think formerly known as Marriage Tarot. So check her out, show her some love and support if you like what she has to say. Much love and support to her. This could be interpreted, resonate in other areas of your life, such as money, friends, family, job, travel, school, all that. It's intended for a romantic love read, though, but it could resonate in other areas of your life. All right, Aquarius, the unexpected. If anybody knows that, you do. Aquarius, the unexpected. What do we got? King of Swords. There's Gemini. All right, could be Aquarius, could be Libra also. The Magician, Seven of Swords, Death, High Priestess, the Moon. All right, so we got Pisces or Cancerian, Scorpio, Gemini, Virgo, and Gemini right there. All right, let's see who we're dealing with here. What is going on? What are we dealing with? Queen of Wands. So you could be dealing with an Aries, could be Sagittarius or Leo. All right, so no, we're not doing that. Can I say? Pardon me. All right. You know, I'm a little worried here because I feel like you want to believe it's true, but you're like, you know what? I need to take a lot more time to think about this because I feel like you're like, it's almost like Aquarius, you're saying, okay, to be with you, I have to accept that there's a lot I'm not going to know about. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot that is not clear, and I just don't know if I can deal with that. So I think this is about you not making any decisions right now with this person. What's this Seven of Swords? Yeah, we've got being strategic about things that you want to happen, or being strategic about making decisions, making sure that they're in your best interest. What's this Seven of Swords about? And the King of... Okay. Is this an online relationship or online communication? Maybe you're in talks with somebody online right now. Maybe there's a lot of swords here. Look at this sword on the side. What is Seven of Swords about? Okay. Things are in crisis. We got the Ace of Swords here. This is either just finding out that there's been some kind of betrayal or cheating, or suspecting that and taking countermeasures, basically saying, okay, I need to handle some business on my own then in light of this new information that I found out. It could be somebody was not being truthful, or someone is just very controlling with information, has a very casual relationship with the truth. This could be, in some cases, this could be someone not being forthright, kind of doing the silent treatment, or communication is kind of brutal. Might be truthful, but it also could have been a lot more tactful, perhaps. Okay, so what's this Queen of Wands about? Could be Sagittarius. What's this Queen of Wands? Is this you having to leave because... That could be Aries, sorry. Is this you having to end things, Aquarius, because there was just too much uncertainty and too much... a lot of demands, a lot of just... things were in flux, not certain. This doesn't feel solid. And it feels like the closer you got to somebody, the more they needed things to be unclear. They didn't want the proximity. I'm not ready to sit there and go, oh, they're a jerk and they're a manipulative tyrant or whatever. I'm not ready to do that yet. Oh, Lee. That little one, not kid, but my other little guy, not the underwear bringer. The other one. He's very chatty tonight. What's this death card about? What's this death card about, please? Kind of changed though. Okay. Oh, I didn't put these up here. Oops. Ace of Pentacles and Seven of Wands. And then we see that Ace of Pentacles right here also. So this is about instability. This is about the question of the potential of things changing. Like, okay, are we going to do this or not? Are we going to get rid of this Seven of Swords business and this unclear mumbo jumbo word salad, whatever, and this, are we going to figure it out? Are we going to turn that around, and are we going to get on equal footing, or is it always going to be this way? What's this High Priestess? Oh. Okay, use your words. I wouldn't think this would be a problem for you, but is this about you all of a sudden rising up and being like, no more? Is that why this is showing up right here? Because you're like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to look out for me now. Because I am not getting the stability. We're not having the conversations we need to have. I feel cut off. I feel confused. I feel like nothing is clear. I can't go on this way unless we have firm footing with each other. And I might have taken it before. I might have been okay with it before, the spontaneity, or, it might have seemed like spontaneous and passionate. But we've been doing this long enough to where I just either you've had the longevity with this person, or this is an online thing where you're just like, I don't want to do the online thing anymore. I either want this to take off or we can't, because I just can't keep doing the spontaneous thing. Like, that's gotten old, This moon card about. Gosh, he's so chatty tonight. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but he's got a lot to say. Moon card about. Two of Pentacles. The uncertainty, the instability, constantly having to adjust. Constantly having to make decisions, juggle, wonder if this time then this. So I think there was just this is something that you have decided to get vertical on and just go, you know what, I'm changing the trajectory, because I see that this at one time it might have been exciting, but I see this now is the norm, and I don't want that. I don't like not knowing what's going on. I don't like only having access to a certain part of your life when I'm ready for something more. And I feel like this is you saying enough's enough. What's this Magician about? And I feel like that's why this showed up too, the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands. This is about you standing your ground for saying no more. I can't deal with the lack of stability. We've got Aquarius here, which is you, and we've got, this could be Aries, Sagittarius, or I feel like this is a Sagittarius. I know it's normally Aries for me, but this, I keep feeling Sagittarius from this. But this quite simply could be someone's being quite the diva. You've been dealing with someone that's quite the diva. Here you are, Sagittarius. It could also be that this is someone that you're engaged in an affair with. There's cheating involved, that has promised you that over time things are going to work out. And you're like, nope, it's been long enough. You said that a while ago that by now it would be, and you're like, and whereas you've been quite available before, it could be you standing your ground and being like, I'm not dealing with the uncertainty anymore. There's just too many unanswered questions. Can't see the forest for the trees. And I don't equate that with your circumstance anymore. I'm starting to feel like you're the one that's untrustworthy. Not that there's just a lot going on in your life right now and you can't figure things out, you need more time. I feel like you're creating that. And that might be the shift that takes place. Whatever it is, though, your intuition's going to be kicking in. And that's what's going to be kind of feeding this, like you shifting from going, oh, well, they've just got a lot going on in their life. Or, I know a little bit about this. And it's such now that you're like, I don't think it's a lot going on in your life. I think that you're deliberately hiding things or creating drama and instability because you don't want things to progress and get on solid footing. You don't want a commitment. You don't want transparency. This Magician about. I feel like you put your foot down about that. Okay. But it could be that you don't know how quite to end it with this person, because you're just now waking up to and realizing it wasn't what you thought it was, that there's been an illusion, or that you weren't seeing things very clearly. You were seeing things differently. You might have thought that, oh, this person's just really busy, when you realize, oh, they're dating for other people, or, oh, this person just has, they're doing all this stuff for the church or their family or whatever, when in reality they're, gambling and porn or something. It's not what you thought it was. Whatever allowances you made for them before is not what it seems. You're finding out about some inconsistencies, which makes you suspicious, which makes you all of a sudden go, wait, whoa, and you're calling it quits here. We got the Death card twice. That's a call for change, but it's also through a series of, it's a ending that takes a process, and through that process there's realizations. And this could be you wanting to figure out how to end it, even though you know that it's come to a standstill for you because things are just not very clear and stable. You don't know how to end it, but your intuition kicks in, and maybe even divine intervention kicks in and helps you with that, getting vertical on it and being assertive and being like, you might not end it just yet, but you're able to speak to how you feel, and you're able to take action towards, look, I'm standing ground on this one. I can't handle the instability anymore. And beyond that, I don't know, but we're stopping right here, right now. I don't know what that means for tomorrow, but the instability, the lies, the you not being truthful with me or obscuring the truth or the silent truth, whatever, it ends now. So you might not end it, but you're taking steps to do that because it is a process. It's not that easy. It is, you can't just, it's, well, for some, I mean, some can, but a lot of times it's just hard to walk away, especially as when you've been thinking something is one way for so long and, oh, well, they're just this and that. And then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute. There's that whole process of all these realizations that take place, and that takes time to integrate. You can't just all of a sudden go, well, I'm done. You have to come up to being done. You emotionally detach before you physically detach. You're not there yet, but you're starting with the seeing things for what they are and being able to kind of partition. And whereas before you might have been relying on them for information and believing them, now you're starting to trust your gut. The shift has happened where you're turning inward, and that's giving you what you need to be assertive and to question and to all of a sudden not take things at face value. Because, I mean, you could go on with this relationship and accept, well, I'm just going to have to accept that it's going to be unknown. But I think that's why you're here, is because maybe you thought you could handle the instability or the kind of chaotic nature, and you're like, no, I don't want that anymore. And you're starting to question, and you're starting to doubt, and you're not wanting to have to make decisions or, have things move forward. You're not blindly following or believing anymore. So this is about a process and things taking time, but you've got the focus shifted now to where you're looking for your inner, like, what does gut say about this, rather than kind of believing everything that you were before. All right, that's for Aquarius. Let's see. That's for Aquarius. Oh, that's the wrong deck. Six of Pentacles. I feel like that's about information. As much as it is about the equal give and take and reciprocity and just respecting someone's contribution in a relationship. It's like, this is also about the sharing of information, letting someone in past a certain point. And that's definitely an issue here. We got the Ace of Pentacles twice. That stability, that security, that trust, that awareness, that, just sharing information. This is where you stand with me. This is what I got going on in life. Not like you give me your passwords or anything, but I feel like you have to know someone after a certain point. Just for Aquarius. Also, boobies and boobies. Illuminate. Yep. That's wanting things to be clear, going from this moon energy right here where things are just really not clear. Everything's murky. And you're having to rely heavily on your intuition, being able to see things for what they are, things being clear. And even if the other person doesn't give you the information you need, it's about you coming to an understanding because you're relying on your intuition now. And you're able to set up boundaries and kind of pull back and go, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but I need to measure that in your own checks and balances. Like, that doesn't check out with me. Why? And that's just you getting assertive and vertical about it and questioning and asking questions and not taking things at face value anymore. Again, this is a process. It's not like you just, cut things off and walk away. Sometimes people do that. They can't, but this is not that. This is you coming around to starting to erect some boundaries, starting to question, starting to go, I don't think so. Wait a second. That doesn't work for me. All right. There's no Emperor here because I was going to say, what else? Aries popped up. That's for Aquarius. Oh, there's Aries. Okay. Yeah, Aries and Aquarius. Okay. That's for Aquarius. That's for Aquarius. Yeah, the give and take, and good for you because you're not mad yet. You're just knowing that you need to take a stand on something because something's not right. And we're stopping right here, right now. I need this. This is what I need in this situation. XYZ, whatever it is, we need to stop everything and we have to talk about that. What else for Aquarius? All right, there's the Nine of Wands. Reversed, okay. And we got the Four of Cups reversed. So this is being the Nine of Wands upright can can be about strength and faith and resilience and having kind of been through it, but you're still showing up. Could be about really strong feelings, right? When the Nine of Wands was reversed, one of the meanings, and what applies here for me, is you're not just mad and guarding something. You're not mad and guarded. This is not having any faith or trust. This is, some people say paranoid, but I think it would be justified in this context of this reading, where you're suspicious of everything. Everything is suspect. And there's a disappointment and a frustration with things not having progressed or not having been what you would have liked, because you initially believed the potential was there. And so this is being really, all of a sudden, everything is under suspicion, because you feel like it's just been not a missed opportunity, but things weren't what you thought they were. Everything's under suspicion, and it's like, you know what, I need to protect myself. All of a sudden, we go from this kind of connectedness and being in a relationship to, I don't believe a word you say, and I feel like I have to check everything out and question everything. All right. Never easy, is it? All right, Aquarius. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you are patient with yourself and you're able to realize that this is going to take time, and that this is about you needing to do what you need to do in the moment. It's not about you need to do this and that and whatever. No, it has to be your idea. It has to be your process, because otherwise, if we do what everybody else says, we just go back. We just repeat the same crap because it doesn't come from within us. You're starting there, and it's going to be a process, and that's what it's going to be. All right. I wish you understanding and peace and a backbone with this, because it's gonna be baby steps. It's gonna be taking some time to think about everything, figure out what your next move is, what you want to know, what you believe, what you don't, what you need to check out, what you want to rely on yourself for, that sort of thing. All right. Thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.